Hey guys, here's a review of a board I bought off of Amazon.in. It's called the Iris Drop Through Long Deck. Wait, what?
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on.
Alright, now before I get to my review itself, let me just tell you about the board. The deck is made up of 8 plies of maple wood. It's got a very mellow concave. I'm not sure if you are able to see that. It's got a pretty mellow concave, so it locks in your feet in there. It's pretty cool. It doesn't have any kicks or any camber or anything. It has a drop-through mount system for the trucks, which I'll get to in a second. It comes along with the grip tape, which is pretty cool. And along with that, there's a graphic that I have on it. Just keep in mind, this is not the one I ordered, and yet this is the one that was sent to me after I ordered it. So that was kind of weird, but I'm kind of digging this, so that's alright, I guess. So that is for the deck itself. It's pretty good. I feel like the construct is pretty good as well. It's pretty hard and yet slightly flexible. But I'll get to that in about a second. So when it comes to the trucks, it's a drop-through mount system, like I just said, and what that means is that the trucks have been dropped through the board and it's being held from the top. So that's a drop-through mount system. So the other one is a top mount, which I kind of prefer, but it was not available anywhere. So it's a reverse kingpin style, I think 170 or 180 millimeters. I'm really not sure because it was not mentioned on the website. So when I did check it, keep in mind I checked it with the wheels on. I measured, I think, 170 or 180 millimeters. It's somewhere in between because I'm not able to pinpoint the center of the wheel or where the truck is actually finishing. So that's for that, and it comes with some pretty soft bushings. I'm not able to tell if you're able to see the orange color bushing in there. They're pretty soft, so they're pretty agile and flexible, and mobility on this board is really good because of those bushings. Then we move on to the wheels. 51 millimeters width line and 70 millimeters on the diameter. So they're pretty good, and they haven't mentioned about the hardness of the wheel, but I'm assuming it's a 74A or something like that, because I have another set of wheels on another board which are 82A, and they're very hard compared to this, but I'm not sure about the wheels. And as for the bearings, they come along with ABEC 11 bearings. They're very smooth, so that is something that's really awesome. That is in fact probably one of my favorite parts of this board. One of the weirdest things that happened was when I did get the board, they weren't this smooth. So I just loosened these nuts at the end of the wheels, and it just gave it that much extra amount of movement, and it's really good. Now keep in mind, if you're actually going to do that yourself as well, if you do plan to buy this board, don't loosen it too much. Maybe loosen it by half a thread or something like that, just half a spin. Or maybe one spin, because that should be more than enough. You won't want to loosen it too much, otherwise the wheels would be shaking quite a bit, which is not a good thing. So that's for the construct of the board itself. That's what you get when you buy it. It's pretty good. Here's my review for this board from a noob's point of view. So because it's a drop-through mount system, it's slightly lower to the ground than it would be if it was a top mount, which makes it easier to just get on the board and start moving with it. It's pretty comfortable just to stand on and start riding on it. I really enjoyed just getting on it and moving with it, because it's not very intimidating, because if it was super high, the moment you get on it, there's a lot of movement, and it generally throws you off the board. So, but that being said, in general, I do not like drop-through mount systems all that much, because I feel like cutting a huge hole in the middle of the weakest point of the board is not the most brilliant decision. But it's there, and I've banged up the board a little bit, and it's not broken, so it's pretty good in strength. So also keep that in mind. Now, as for the 8 plies of maple wood, I don't really know if it is actually maple wood or not, but it is quite strong. That I can reassure for sure. So I did jump around on it quite a bit. It still has not broken, and that's a good thing. In general, it's a pretty fun board, and if you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend it. This has no wheel bite, so you can push as much as you want on either side, and you're not going to have any wheel bite. So that's a very good thing. Now, one of the biggest reasons I'm doing this review is because one guy actually read my Amazon comment and asked me for my video. Made me feel really amazing. Thank you for that. So he was asking me if there's a good board for dancing. Now, I'm really sorry to tell you that I would not be the best person to tell you if it is or if it isn't, but all I can tell you is it's got a pretty big stance, pretty big area for your leg. It has a wheelbase of about 33 inches, which is quite a bit as well. I mean, I agree that it's not as big as you would want for a board specifically to dance, but I believe there's a pretty good starting point as well. There's enough place for movement on this, and I think that's pretty good. So in general, I'd say it's a good board for whatever you're starting off with, and for a price of about, I think 6,000 is what I paid for it. I don't think any offer was going on during that time. I think for 6,000 this is damn good. So if you're interested, do go check it out, and go check it out in the link down below anyways. That'll be the same board. So that's been it for the review of the Iris drop through longboard from Amazon, or from Iris boards from Amazon. I don't know. So if you enjoyed that video, if you didn't, let me know in the comment section down below. That'd be really helpful. Thank you for sticking around for this long. It might have been a slightly longish video. Hope it helps you make your decision whether or whether not to buy this or something else. Bye bye.